Hello and welcome. You're listening to Busted Outdoor Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Landis. This podcast is brought to you by Baker's Camp Taxidermy for all of your taxidermy needs. They do anything from, I've got a little squirrel in my studio mounted all the way up to a 10-foot alligator they've mounted for me. And I've seen them do even bigger than that. Draft, Cape Buffalo, some giant elk. They do fish. They do anything you can think of. Any special mount, any special request, they can accommodate. And they are incredible. The quality work. So stop by Baker's Camp for all your taxidermy needs. They do hydro dipping, deer processing, European mounts. Again, if you can think of it, they can do it. Also inside Baker's Camp, they do e-bikes. So if you're interested in the e-bike world, it is a whole different realm of hunting. I've got friends out west that take them up to the mountain. I've got friends here in Indiana and Ohio that take them out for deer and turkey. Super stealthy, super quiet, 0 scent trail. You get to the stand a lot quicker, harvest your animal, pack it on the bike, and get it right out. Super easy, strenuous, less strenuous, that's for sure. In Baker's Camp as well is County Line Archery, ran by Justin Buchanan, aka JB. Probably one of the best bow techs I've ever had in my life. So for your next big hunt, stop by Baker's Camp, zip upstairs, go to County Line Archery, talk to JB, get your bow sighted in, get your bow paper tuned, new strings, new sights, whatever you need done to make sure your next hunt, your bow is going to be ready to eat and hit its mark. Take it there, get it looked at, have it taken care of. So yeah, stop by Baker's Camp, get everything you need before your next hunt and everything you need after your hunt. Have your trophy done right. It's going to happen for the rest of your life. So something to look at, something to enjoy. Give them a call at 765-522-3877 or stop by. Their address is 3890 East County Road, 650 North. Again, that is Bainbridge, Indiana. So without further ado, here's our next podcast. Enjoy, stay safe, bust them. Tuning in, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. We are back in Ohio with Brock Ralston from Full Frame Media. Brock, thanks for coming by and thanks for doing this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yep.
So when we wrapped up last time, we talked that's loud, sorry. We talked a little bit about Full Frame, but we didn't really dive into it just for this podcast here. So you started Full Frame Media pretty recently.
Yeah, 2020, something around there. Yeah, a couple years ago. So.
And you just did it for taking photos of friends that kill deer and don't justify them very well.
Well, a little bit of everything. Like I said, I've always been a picture guy. And I mean, I don't know. We kind of just started it. Me and Derek, who couldn't make it here today. But yeah, we started that kind of just taking pictures and, instead of posting them on our own social pages and stuff like that, we made a separate page and just to post more pictures and, have it more of an outdoor oriented page and stuff like that. It's kind of led to some other fun little avenues and stuff like that. People call us up, taking pictures and stuff, and I don't know, just another thing to mess around with.
Right.
So.
Like on your personal page, you need to post like a deer where people will do it negative about it and just.
Yeah. Like I said, there was today's social media, everybody's got something to say, but I don't know. So I kind of made this page so everybody that follows it and looks at it, they know what
what it's about.
Whatever, yeah.
And you still have those people.
Yeah, and I can have, my own personal page. I can have pictures of me and my wife out on a date or my dog, and then all of a sudden here's a dead deer or something, and people, whatever. I shouldn't worry about it, but I kind of did. So we made a separate page to just kind of isolate this, certain stuff, whatever. So
right, it seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah. It is what it is, whatever. So we're always out, getting called up. A lot of times, come out, take pictures. I volunteer to do a lot of pictures and stuff randomly, and like I said, I've always enjoyed that whole picture aspect of things.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, I've been, self-taught for the most part for majority of the stuff or whatever. Cell phone stuff like that, it only does so much. So
right.
I decided I got a camera here, I don't know, a couple years ago or prior to this whole setup. It was just basic camera. I had no idea, no idea equipment wise, and bought that and just out there just messing around and decided to upgrade and get some decent stuff here to take it to the next level, whatever. So
Did do a lot of research to find like this camera.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I really didn't know a whole lot with with the techie stuff and everything of why a camera is certain things. What I thought you just go to a shelf and, yep, I want this one right here. Or this one's got this kind of zoom, so I want this lens or whatever. And then you go out there and take a picture, and it's
Garbage.
I thought it was just if I go and spend $1,000 on this, it's gonna be brand new, or you're a perfectly fine picture, but
without your editing.
yeah, well then, there's a lot more to it than just.
Is there a lot to it?
Oh yeah, instead of just snapping the photo, or whatever. So settings and all that plays
With every
giant cruel. Yeah, it's
with any lighting.
Yeah, everything. It's everything. So yeah, like I said, when I first started back into picture stuff, I took a photography class like in high school, like my junior year.
Okay.
It was kind of just a filler class. I really had no real desire to do it. I don't know. I needed an extra class to take for whatever fit my schedule, and
Right.
I was like, all right, whatever, I'll take it. And I was like the only dude in there. Like, I'm like, whatever. So not like we just took like random pictures, but that was kind of like the spark of it all. And I was like, huh. I would take we would be able to check out cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We could take them home or whatever. So I'd check them out like
that's
during the
kinda
weekend
cool.
and stuff like that. And I'd go home and I was taking like, I don't know if I was supposed to or not, but I was like out in the woods and taking pictures and stuff like that with this nicer camera. Like a
Nicer than this?
No.
Oh.
It was nicer than what I had.
Right.
I was using my cell phone.
Nicer than my Polaroid.
Yeah, I was using my little iPhone, thing or whatever I had back in the day. But so that was like, I don't know if we were supposed to, so whatever.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I took it out, and I was, that kind of like sparked the interest of all of that or whatnot. And then, like I said, just one thing led to the next, and ended up being here. This is kind of a little excessive here. I just got done doing some film work or whatever. And this is kind of like the filming setup of it. All the stuff can come off to take pictures. Obviously, you don't need all that to,
Yeah, there's a lot
yeah,
there.
Yeah, so I got, I can break it down or whatever, kind of.
Whatever's easier for you. I see like a boom
we got
mic.
a shotgun mic here.
Shotgun mic there.
And then I got a windscreen. I can take that off and put on whenever it's windy out. If I'm inside,
Like
I
the
don't
big
need it.
fluff ball.
Yeah, big
Okay.
old fuzzy thing or whatnot. Basically just that foam slides off, fuzzy thing goes on.
Just like these mics. This is a regular microphone underneath.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. But so it's shotgun. So basically it's whatever surrounding area around. This is, catching us talking.
Right, this is dynamic.
Yeah,
That's
this is just like whatever's in the
Yeah.
general area out in front. It's what's going to
okay.
pick up. Or
So if
whatever.
you have a buck making a scrape at 60 yards away and he's
Yeah, I mean,
it's going
it'll-
to pick that up.
Yeah, not really. It's not going to pick up that far, but it's going to pick up, turkeys gobbling or
Okay.
anything like out there. Just going to amplify it and be more clear of a sound or whatnot than just the internal microphone on the camera or whatnot. And then, like I said, up top I got just my monitor. So instead of looking through my little screen down here or looking through the viewfinder,
Right, the little 3-inch, 4-inch lens.
Yeah, 2-inch, whatever it is. This is it's a bigger screen, so I'm able to, I'm not having to, stress too much whenever I'm looking
Focus
through that. I can
the
just sit
camera
up
up
right
here.
up on top.
It's-
Yep, I can keep it nice and tight to my body because I don't have a gimbal or nothing like that. It's all just handheld stuff. So I'm able to like brace myself up against my body and keep it still and just look down at the tilt of the camera. And then I got this light on the side. I can take that,
Someone yell.
probably cops.
I actually set the alarm
Honestly,
off when we came in
yeah.
here.
We better pause it up.
Stand by.
And we're back.
There we go.
All right.
And we're back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wasn't the cops. It wasn't exciting.
Just call
I did set the alarm off though.
That's all right.
But
Yeah, so like I said, we were, I was just kind of talking like the design of this, like I'm able to hold it or whatever, up against my body, keep it more still or whatever. And without having to, stress too much. And like I said, I got my light over here, for whatever. I'll use it for pictures a lot of times, but, for film and stuff like that, it's nice. I can turn it and that flips up and I can change how bright, it can be pitch black.
Gotcha.
I can make it look daylight or dim it down to whatever. So, and I got it all on this it's a a small rig. That's
it's
what
just
it is.
one big
Yeah,
system that hooks it
yeah.
all up to.
Yeah, so it's just like a cage, the
Yeah.
body cage. It's hard metal, which is nice because I leave that on all the time just because I'm always out
Right,
out
to
and
protect
about, I'm
it.
hunting or whatever, if I drop
Yeah.
it, it's just more protectant. But it's got attachments and all that stuff that I can mount all these different things to or whatever and keep it all one giant unit.
So anywhere there's a hole, you can attach different things
Yep.
to it.
Yep. I can go get like these other. I got other extra like hot shoe mounts that
Mhm,
go
yeah.
in there, screws right on, and all
Oh,
these things
okay.
are all they just slide right in, and that are Allen wrench stuff like that. And I can
Right.
I can take this and condense it all the way down to just basically the camera body and the lens of choice. In a matter of seconds or whatnot.
That's pretty neat. I've never seen a system built like that, and that's really cool.
Yep. So like I said, that's kind of for filming or whatever. Like I said, if I'm gonna go somewhere, I'm just gonna be taking pictures or whatever. Then I take it all down. But like I said, it's just screws on, and it's pretty simple or whatnot. But yeah, it just helps make the job or anything a lot easier or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, like when I'm taking pictures, just like out and about hunting around or taking the camera out with me, I'll run without all that stuff just because it's not as cumbersome and all that kind
Right.
of
It's pretty heavy. When I picked it up, that has some weight to it.
and that's with my small lens. So I got a couple of different lenses.
That's what I was gonna get on lenses,
This is just a 50 mil. So the camera body is a Sony A7 III body, and then like I said, all the lenses are different. So this is just a 50 mil Sony G Master. This is usually the lens I run like 80% of the time.
Okay.
Like I said, there's all sorts of different, from all sorts of different millimeter lengths,
I've seen
prime
some
lenses,
giant
diameter.
lenses.
Yeah, which
the
I
guys
got.
run out west. They're just huge.
Which I got.
Oh, did you bring
some
some
of
too?
these. Yeah, I said Ben can grab that or whatnot, but no, that's my big. Yeah, toss it over here.
That looks heavy.
Yeah, it is. It's a tank. So that's my 200 to 600.
So 200 to 600.
Yeah,
That's zoom.
millimeter. Yeah, on top here. So
So if you're out west and you have a mule deer that's 2,000 yards away, will that get on it?
yeah,
That's
probably
insane.
Probably not 2,000. I mean, it'll just be like it's like a spot scope pretty much at that
Right,
point.
right.
You're not going to be able to get the detail and stuff like that. But I'll have deer during the summertime or any time really.
Yeah.
If they're 400 or 500 yards away, you can get them in to like what it would look like if you had them just taking a picture. With
No kidding.
So what you can do, but then, it depends on conditions and all that kind of stuff that's out. When your settings are, if you get your settings right, and you can crop a lot of that stuff in, make it
Right.
crop it down and when you're editing and zoom it in even closer. But you start doing that, you're going to lose a lot of the quality and
Right.
stuff like that within the picture itself. So the closer it is, the better the picture is going to
Oh,
be for
absolutely.
the most part. Then obviously how you set it up with your field of view and close and far and having 3 different parts and all that. I mean, you can go, there's a whole lot.
Oh, it's a whole rabbit hole.
Things
Yeah,
to go
and you're
down
never coming
to,
out. Yep.
to take a good quality picture or whatever. So there's more than just, like I said, going out there, flipping it on and
Right.
clicking the shutter button or whatnot. So
So is this the system when you shot G2 buck? Is this the system you ran as well?
Yep. We had that lens on. The only thing with this, the lens is so big it loses light. I mean, this is Sony's. Both of these lenses are there's nothing cheap on those. Like
No,
them are,
gosh, no.
Them are definitely they're G Master series, so they're top of the line. But like I said, this is a 5.6 to 6.3 aperture. So basically, what that means, that's how much light is allowing to be let in or whatnot. So you get later in the evening, early in the morning, when
Right.
there's not much natural light. You got to really crank your settings down on this. So G2 came out when it was getting later, obviously, like all big
Right.
bucks do.
Exactly.
So we were losing light. So
Quick.
Beaver had to really crank the settings down, change our ISO and all that to get it, somewhat manageable to, wasn't perfect just because the lighting and stuff like that just was crap. But yeah, so that one basically, yeah, it'll get darker quicker than what.
Okay.
Say this one here, this is only 1.2, so this is basically like it can be super dark. I crank that down to 1.2 and it'll
Still pulls in light.
oh yeah, quite a bit.
So is there a lot to the camera to learn? So like
Oh,
when
yeah.
you have to.
It's insane.
Is there a lot?
There's
Okay.
everything. I mean, so you got this little spin dial up on top. Obviously it's got the good old fashioned auto.
Right.
You put that on there and go out
You're
there.
good to go.
If you're new into picture, you're new into everything. start with auto for a little bit, but you
Yeah.
want to get to the point where you're hitting the manual settings and stuff like that,
Right.
to where you're actually plugging in your shutter speeds and the apertures and ISOs, and you're changing white balance. And like I said, there's
a lot to
there's a
that,
lot.
yeah.
And then, being able to change and adapt on the fly, from if you're taking a picture looking this way, and if you turn and you take pictures this way, that'll just changing the angle
Oh, yeah.
will change everything. So you might have to, jack your shutter speed complete, left, right, up or down or whatever. I mean, it's a
Gosh.
whole, and yeah, so being comfortable with the camera and just being out there taking pictures,
Yeah.
you get better with it. Most times I'm able just to I'm in any really situation, I can pretty well just be like, all right, this is what the settings they got to
Right.
be and whatnot. And then also too, this is a Sony, so you got like the DSLRs, but then you got mirrorless cameras. This is a mirrorless. So
I've heard
basically-
mirrorless is better.
Yeah. So it's just the updated or the newer style of cameras. Like obviously DSLR is still really, really well.
Yeah.
But these mirrorless are like next level.
Yeah.
So you can take them and basically any settings that you're changing in this on the fly, the screen will basically, if you take the picture at that moment, basically it's changing. It'll show you exactly what it's going to look like.
Oh, wow.
In the back. So that was easy to learn, kind of what it does. And before, because like with a DSLR, when you look through your viewfinder, it'll look the same 24/7. You
Yep.
can change all your settings and it still does until you take the picture, and then you got to go back in and click
Okay.
and look at your picture, and you're like, okay, I got to change this, yada yada yada. Here I can just on the fly, I can just
That's
turn my dials
impressive.
up. Yeah. And so like I customized this whole thing basically to my own personal liking,
Mm-hmm.
so I can change stuff with like my pointer or my middle finger up front when I'm
Oh,
holding,
okay.
or my thumb, or my wheels down here. Like
You can
just change-
customize what does what.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so so like the more you do it, without even looking, I can just
Yep, and know what's going on.
yeah.
That's neat.
change it. Yeah. So, and then like I said, this camera shoots 4K, 24 frames,
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff, all the way to slow motion. I can film up to 1080, 120 frames a second.
In 1080p slow
Yeah,
motion.
Yep. And
Wow, okay.
At 120 frames. So, I mean, that gets, if you'd shoot turkey,
It's slow, yeah.
you're hitting him. And
When you shot G2 buck and you slowed that down, you see
so
the
we had to run it in 4K for that because it was
Oh,
losing
so
light.
dark.
So that was if you ran it in 1080p, we had to crank we had to have our shutter. I forget, I think 1/250. So like
Mm-hmm.
that was going to be way too dark. And we got the crank our ISO, which
Ugh.
drained it all out.
Yep.
So we had to turn it over to 4K, which is a lower shutter speed. So we were able to get in more light to get it. So
Yeah.
just stuff like that.
It still looked good. And I even took
Yeah.
that video. I think I did something with that clip as well.
Yeah, if it would have been in slow motion though, I mean, you would have seen, because I filmed my brother shoot a doe with it the year prior, out of the same spot or whatever, pretty much, and I used it. It was like super last light, but I was like, I don't care about like lighting. I just want to see it, and it just
Right.
and it just
Oh,
just
that's so
wrinkled
cool.
her, and you see her whole body just engulf the bullet or whatever.
I
So
love
it's-
watching that. We
Yeah.
filmed it here one time with a muzzleloader, and the doe was like 50 yards away, maybe.
Yeah.
And we did frame per frame.
Yeah.
And that was when 4K, I don't think existed. It was 1080p, and that
Yeah.
was it. And you still saw like just a red ball just disappear behind her front shoulder. That was so cool.
Yeah. It's sweet. Like I said, if you get the right conditions, that whole slow mo 120 frames is pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty freaking sweet.
It is
Yeah.
awesome.
I mess around with it and like shooting my bow and stuff like that, and I'll like put up on a tripod, and I'll just and you just see it when I shoot landed knocks or whatever, you just see that thing just raise up and just sit right in, and it's pretty.
That
it's
is
pretty
awesome.
cool or whatever. Yeah.
Is it slow enough where you can actually see the arrow doing the
No,
paradox? Oh.
no, you got to spend probably another $40,000 for that.
Oh, is that
camera.
it? Oh, well, shoot, that's not bad.
No, I don't know how much, but no, you need a higher frame rate than that to
Than 24.
to get that. I mean, even I don't even know, but yeah, it does everything I needed to do. or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
and like I said, I got one other lens in there. It's like an all around, like
Mhm.
24 to 70. F2.8 Tamron lens I use for that was like my first lens I got with this camera setup.
Gotcha.
I still use it quite a bit for like, because it's a variable zoom. So like I said, you spin the dial and it'll go from, like I said, I think it's 24 to 70 or 75
Uh-huh.
or whatever it is. So basically, kind of like what your human eye sees, but then it'll zoom in a little bit more. Like pretty sure your human eye is like a 35 millimeter. That's like kind of what, field of view that we see. So a 50 mil is a little bit more zoomed in. Shows us a different depth of field and all that kind of good stuff. But I like the 50 mil because it zooms in a little bit more. But I still like taking pictures, especially here as of late. I've been taking a lot of pictures of like what I see. Like as I'm there in the moment, instead of like, putting that thing on, zooming in, seeing how many hairs or how many whiskers a deer's got. Like I'm able to like sit back and like take a picture, or like just hunting in general. Like when I'm out waterfowl hunting, I'll take that.
Right. And
instead of like taking, pictures of like flying ducks and all that kind of stuff is sweet and cool. But I like taking pictures of like, here as like the last hunt we were on or whatever. I'll send you some of these. You can post them or whatever. But it was like we're hunting this really cool open water creek, snow, and we had geese finishing like at 10 yards. We're shooting them down.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was awesome. It was one of the top hunts ever.
Yep, I would love to see the photos of that.
But like just like the retrieving, we had my buddy Derek Group or whatever. He had who I'm always going with or whatever.
Right.
We had his old dog. He's like maybe 10 years old. Black
old
lab.
dog. Holy cow.
And so we had him out there. We don't know how many more hunts he's going to be on, but he was on there. He was all, it was like negative temperatures or whatever. But he's down in the water. He was loving it, having a good old time. But then he was just freezing up.
Frosted up.
Yeah, it was
that's
sweet.
so
I'm
cool.
down there like laying, I'm in the water or whatever. I'm just, taking all kinds of pictures of just, kind of what I'm seeing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
that'd have been so neat.
Yeah, it was sweet or whatever. So, but then like just I don't know. There's any more nowadays. Everybody's taking the same kind of pictures. So you gotta kind of separate yourself from what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Not taking the same old style.
Exactly.
So I'm always trying to think of like new little ways to a different angle or a different idea or whatever. So
yep.
So that was pretty sweet.
That's why I tell people when I go to take pictures. I bought my phone. It's a Galaxy S. Oh gosh, what is it? The newest Galaxy. I don't even know. I literally bought that phone for the camera quality. Yeah. So when my buddies that kill deer, I'm like, I hope you have some time because we're gonna take like 200 pictures.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I got a bunch of people that I started like reaching out and I was like posting like, hey, you kill one, and just for complete strangers. I've had a bunch of like people just randomly hit me up, whatever, like, hey, dude, like, how much you charge? Come, whatever.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, and so I did that decent amount last year, and go out, people, instead of just taking the old tongue out, deer laying
standing
on the side,
over, throat cut, tongue out,
taking your phone out, taking a picture on Snapchat, and hitting save on there, and that's the picture that they have. I've been going out and I'll do actual, photo.
A photo shoot.
Photo shoot with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would pay for that. Absolutely.
Stage it up and everything like that. Make it, prop the deer up, in a certain way and
get the blood off his face and not have gut.
Yeah. Right. And have them, the shooter sit a certain way and, basically just coach them through, poses and stuff like that. And during the time that they're doing it, they're kind of like, what the heck am I doing? Kind of thing. Like you can tell they're getting annoyed, but then I go back through and then I send them pictures back over.
Like, oh my God.
Okay.
I've even seen.
That was worth it.
Who was it? I want to say Greg Miller, maybe Pat Reeves. I think Greg Miller. Anyways, they keep glass hollow eyes from the taxidermist.
Okay.
And like they find the deer the next day or even after the eyes sink, pop them in.
Yeah.
And they look so good.
Yeah. Huh. Be a good idea.
And they're like $9, maybe $20 for a set of eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that's the thing. Like, whenever you're taking pictures, like, so this camera, like, it'll have face detection and then eye detection. And so, like, that's a really good thing to focus on. Like, especially, like, shooting, like, a person, obviously you want the face in focus.
Right.
Eyes focused, clear, crystal, and stuff like that. So, it'd be a sweet little, it'd be a decent idea or whatever, because, they're all dark eyes or whatever.
Right, and sunk in their head. Yeah. And those, like, bring it back to life. And they had, like, a photo kit, basically. They had, like, their Windex, their eyes, their paper towels to get all the blood off their face.
Yep. Yeah, I always like, I like, have, if I'm not going to take them that night, instead of like hanging them up, I was like that, I'll have them hang them up, but like, tucking your front legs up and front legs up underneath, and I'll say like take like a bungee cord or something like that and just tie it because nothing's more difficult taking pictures than the legs
rigor mortis
straight out,
and
and they're like locked right out and you can't bend them a certain way. So I like to have a deer like posed, like laying on their stomach, front legs tucked up underneath,
just like they've bedded.
And then their back legs like straight out, like flat straight out.
Yep.
So if they're gutted, obviously, then it hides all that. But then also, it helps hold the deer up. So when the hunter's posing or whatever, or sitting there, they're not, struggling the whole time, hating their life, hurry up kind of a thing. Like you can kind of sit there, and the deer will just kind of sit there on its own. Its head will sit up there,
exactly,
up, and you kind of just, you sit there, just guide it right up.
Yep. You just gotta break that rigor mortis around their neck so you get their head to turn where you want it, and you're good to go.
And like I said, it'll sit right there, just perfect. And then, like I said, at that point, I'm just like, sit there, certain pose, and then I'll just let me just work around you, in and out, all the kinds of stuff, whatever. If I want them to change up, it'll do all that. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Day or night, like I said, I like the nighttime photos too, because like I said, I can put my light on, and especially if I got another guy there, or somebody, one of their family members or a buddy or something like that, I can have them hold the light in certain directions over the top of the deer, make a bunch of sweet cool photos like that or whatever. But yeah, or I'll just run it off of that, and it'll be pitch dark, 2:30 in the morning, and I can turn that on, and it'll be the deer hunter and all that be lit up, and it's a cool little dark background.
It looks so good.
Yeah,
like your I keep going back to G2 Buck.
Yeah.
But that photos you took at night with him.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
I probably like those better than your daytimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Beef took those. I think he actually had his camera on that. We took my light and put it on there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if he had, because he had his camera with him, and then we had this one up. We had them both in there. I can't remember if he might have took them with this, actually. That way I could take them home and
right, so you could take them home and work with them.
That might have been what. But yeah, so that was nice, whatever. But then,
oh heck yeah,
yeah. The daytime ones, I love them too. But it's something about like that,
the moment
right then
of,
and there, the emotion, the facial expression.
Oh yeah, you can't fake that.
Yeah. Versus like the next day, we had them all posed up and stuff like that. And
still look good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ben actually took those, whatever. So.
Oh, but they looked okay.
Yeah. Don't give him too many compliments. We're gonna make his head blow up.
They looked awesome.
Yeah. No, they were. Well, I think he appreciated. I think he appreciates all the pictures I take of him now, because
that doe.
That. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that doe looked good.
Yeah, that's a good doe. Yeah.
Big old blockhead.
Yeah. No, I think he, he was always one. I was taking his pictures or whatever, because we always super close or whatever, and so I was always over taking his photos and all that. And he's to the point now where he's like, "Oh yeah, come on over. I need my pictures taken."
Oh heck yeah,
kind of thing, whatever. Now, but then so no, he's now I think there's more appreciation because he knows now how much of a pain
there's a
in
lot
the rear
to it.
to take pictures, because like I said, he was taking from here, taking a picture, then he'd waddle over, give me the camera, and I'm sitting there, have to change the settings. All right, go back.
Yep.
And then he'd get down there and he'd show me. I'm like, change them again.
Yeah.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until we'd get it right. And then as soon as he changed, go over here, we have to start
all
the whole
different
process
again.
over again.
Yep.
800 pictures or something.
Oh my
stupid
God.
that we went through, and I got, for 40 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
hey, that's
which is fine, no big deal, but it just. He was like, man, screw this. So, but no, he did good.
Give me my cell phone.
Yeah, he did good. No, he did good. So,
heck
like I said,
yeah, they look good.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, different angles and all that kind of stuff or whatnot. Shooting high, shooting low. I like shooting. I like a low, or same plane or down. I don't like shooting up.
No,
shooting down and then getting up underneath. That's always nice, because then, you get your foreground. You get like a, if you're the lower you are to the ground, it's going to pick up the bottom like a little bit, but then also you get your subject and then also back behind it. So you have like 3 different tiers of dimension or whatever you want to call it in that one photo or whatnot. Breaking down like rule of thirds, basically tic-tac-toe board in your picture or in your frame. You don't want your subject always like smack dab in the middle of that. You want them like on one of the thirds.
Right.
If you can get them like. So a lot of times I like to put them like on like the left third up and down, and then like when the deer is laying across, put him on the bottom third, so you cover in, certain corners or whatever. So, yeah. I mean, just stuff like that. Yeah, you just pick up. I just picked up on and go out there and just take pictures,
Take
man.
1,000 pictures.
Yeah, and anymore, like I just take it all the time. That camera is hardly ever in the case. I probably should get better at
Well,
putting
nice
it back
case
in my
for it.
case. Yeah. Well, I got one nice case for it, but I just have it out all the time. It's always riding in the truck.
Yeah.
Like, and even like in places like I just pull that thing out and turkey strutting out in the middle of the field. I'll take it out, take pictures of it just for no reason.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to like. I just take pictures of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Every once in a while they turn out all right. So.
Yeah, you get a couple here and there.
Yeah.
So if someone shoots a deer, let's say, I don't know, Kentucky, and they say, hey, I just shot a 180-inch buck. Would you drive to Kentucky to take photos? Would you, like...
I would. I'd go. Probably going to pay for my gas, but
Right.
I'll go. Yeah, it's...
No, go ahead.
I enjoy doing it or whatever. Whenever I go, I charge a little bit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to make me quit my job.
Right.
It's more of like I enjoy doing it. Hunter, I like being part of the hunting community. Giving somebody else that enjoys the same thing that I enjoy doing. Giving them, better quality stuff, whatever. And then in the meantime, because this obviously all this costs money. So
Exactly.
if I can get a little bit, here and there, or, someone gives me a tip or whatever, I'll definitely take it. And, put it, this stuff ain't free. It's,
Oh, God, no.
I don't even want to say how much it all costs because
Your wife might
my
watch.
wife might watch.
They just gave it to me, hon, I swear.
Yeah, they gave it to me. I don't know. Yeah, no, it definitely costs some money. I mean, you're not going to go out and be like, I think I'm going to start taking pictures and then go and drop 10 grand or whatever.
Right.
And, it's not something that many people want to do. But
No.
I like it. So there's worse things to go spend money on, I guess.
Yeah, that's very
So
true.
I was like, screw it.
So that's something you guys have thought about doing, like kind of branching off and advertising to go state to state on photos?
No.
Not
There's
to
so
quit
many-
your job per se, but just
Yeah.
like as a side thing.
Not really state to state. I mean, anywhere around close or whatever, I definitely would. I started, like I said, I dabbled into it a lot more last year. Kind of pushed it a little bit last year, and it worked out or whatever. And like I said, all the guys that I took pictures of, they're like, dude, like this was worth it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you could charge more, blah blah. They were giving me that, and I was like, I mean, I probably could, but whatever. I don't really care because I don't want somebody that shoots a. If they go out and they shoot a 115-inch buck, or and they're super pumped for it, but I don't want to be like, wow, I don't want to pay somebody to come out and take pictures of, the small deer.
Right.
I want someone to be like, they're super excited for it. Like, yeah, give me a call, dude. I'll come out and take some.
Yeah.
I'll take some awesome pictures for you. Like,
That's good of you, though.
whether it's a 200-inch or 197 or 198-inch 12-pointer that my buddy's dad shot. I always
Oh
give
my
him crap
gosh, I
because
can't wait to talk to
I
him.
always give him crap because it's not a 200-incher. I always say, 200-incher. And he's like, I want 200. I was like, yeah, I know. I just want to hear you say it. So, whether it's that or I'm going meeting up, taking pictures of Ben's does that he kills. He's always shot a doe. Yeah, dude. I'll take some.
That's somebody's trophy.
I'll take some glory shots of your dad and whatnot. So.
That excited them enough to, because
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy about that on the way here. Someone shoots a 140-inch 10-point
Oh, dude,
that
yeah.
people would pass up in a heartbeat, and then someone else that shoots a 200-inch buck that would look at that 140-inch and make,
Yeah.
But that's someone's trophy. That
Yeah.
that excited and
Oh
that,
yeah. Well, anymore, like that's the way it is. I could give two hoots or whatever you kill. If it jacks you up, man.
Oh yeah.
Let them have it. So.
I hate forums like that. You see someone post their buck
Yeah.
and people just tear them apart. It's like, are you serious?
Yeah. Anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Anymore. I mean, they just they don't. Yeah. People just judge too much. Too many keyboard warriors or whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I don't give two hoots. If it riles you up, if you're pumped for it, man, let her have it. And then give me a call, and I'll come and get you right or whatnot. So
Yeah, I follow the photos you shoot, and they're
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
it
good.
sucks because Facebook and Instagram, whenever you post, it just like lowers the quality of them.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It'll take your foot. Like it'll be. You could have that picture just tack sharp, and then you post it. And even if you export it all right, you export it, do everything right how you're supposed to. As soon as you post it, it
breaks it all down.
yeah. I mean, it's not to the point where like normal, I notice it because I know what it should look like. If I look on my phone or on my I'm editing it all up on my
Exactly.
laptop, I know what it's supposed to look like. And then you go and look at it, you're like, son of a gun, like,
Right.
They jack it up or whatever. Which I mean,
There's nothing you can do at that point. It's
Yep.
already on. And
Yep. So
do 100 photos, do the same thing every time.
Yeah, everyone is like that, and even I follow a lot of outdoor photographers and stuff like that. And it's all the same thing and whatnot. So
Well, your photos are good enough for Sitka to
yeah,
get you in there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I want to hear about that a little bit.
yeah, that was.
I didn't vote for you, but
Probably
I'm
not.
kidding.
My wife didn't either. So I told her she works at a hospital, and I was like, you didn't make like all your everybody
flyer?
else. Yeah, everybody. I was like, how many computers are in the hospital?
I made my wife vote for you. But hey, get on Sitka. And,
Love that.
so, yeah.
Yeah. No, Sitka does an outdoor photo contest. It's called Diverge, and then whatever year it is. This year was Diverge 11 or Diverge 12. I can't remember. Whatever it was. And it's a, like I said, social media photo contest. Instagram, Facebook. You just hashtag Diverge, yada yada, whatever year that is. And it goes to the to the hashtag, trending, to that hashtag account or whatnot. Or you can just submit, if you want to submit a photo for the competition.
Yeah.
Then what they do, so there'll be, 50,000, 60,000, I don't know how many, tens of thousands of photos. I don't know what the total count was this year. I know a few years ago it was like 30, 35, 40,000 photos, entries. Because then, out of everybody that takes a photo, it's just simple hashtag,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
That's that easy.
And it's added and you're entered. And so what they do this year, they did 5 different categories. And they broke down, it was like a western big game, like a whitetail, a waterfowl, the category that I was in was called the life. Yeah, and so basically they have a panel of judges, photographers that work for Sitka, whatever, and they go through, they pick 5 pictures for each category. So there's 25 photos, entries, that they then send out for voting. And basically there's like a week of voting where anybody can go online and then go to the page, scroll down, and you can vote for your picture up to one a day, or one picture a day for each category. And then basically at the end of the week, it was the most the most votes for whatever picture wins awesome prizes and stuff like that.
Here's
And
some
they had,
pretty
like,
cool prizes. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like,
dude.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. And just on top of that, it's just like the recognition.
Oh, yeah.
Just aside from that or whatever. So which is pretty cool. So, but yeah, then they had like the grand prize winner won a brand new camera body and a new lens or whatever, like probably $6,000 camera and lens setup combo. So yeah, I didn't win any of it or whatever, which is what it is. But
You made it that far.
yeah,
That's pretty impressive.
Which was sweet. Yeah. So I was not really expecting it. I was actually taking a bathroom break, and like every guy does, or scrolling on the phone, all that. And I'm sitting in there, clicked on Sitka. I'm like, I'll go through and see what the because we didn't get no notifications or nothing like that.
Oh, like,
Sick.
sorry you tried.
Well,
Nothing.
or like that I was even entered or whatever.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so this is whenever right before I even knew. So
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
so I'm sitting there, scrolling through, like, and I'm like clicking, and I'm like looking through, clicking, and I like come to the bottom to my category or the life category, and I like looked at it, and I was like, picture looks familiar.
No kidding.
Like, oh, Brock_Ralston 12, and I'm like,
I know that guy. And you would have puked.
yeah,
Like,
and
ah.
I was like, Audrey, like, I'm in Sitka's number. She's like, cool.
Cool, hon.
Yeah, nice. And I'm like, I was like,
You're
you
crying.
No, yeah. I'm like, so I got up, and I'm like, what in the world? So, and like I said, then you just post it, and then, I had, all my friends and all that, sharing it and liking it and stuff like that and voting for it. And I was getting Snapchats like, oh, yeah, I got my vote today. What, so that was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had some good support from everybody. And like I said, whether I won or not, like, I mean, obviously if I would have won, I'd been
Epic.
pretty awesome because
No, do they air your photo? Like if you win, does your photo go in the magazine or something? 'Cause I just got the new
I don't
Sitka
know.
magazine
Like, I
the other
know
day.
it. They like own the rights of your photo or whatever.
Okay.
Like by submitting the photo, they own the right or whatever of it.
Yeah.
Which is part of the deal. But like I said, you basically get a crap load of stuff, or whatever. So
For one photo,
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, it was sweet, and like I said, there's so many sweet pictures. I mean, you go through and you start scrolling through, and you're like, I'm like, how in the world is my photo even in here? You know, there's guys that do that professionally, like that's their full-time job.
Right.
And here I am, like, oh, I'm in there. So
It was a cool photo, though.
Yeah, it was sweet. I was actually I took that last year.
You took your own photo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think you were making turkey calls.
yeah, I was
weren't
making turkey calls down in my basement in my rental house right when I moved back. And I started off, I didn't even take a video or take a picture. I was taking an actual video with my phone because I was recording because I wanted to hear how they sounded or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like put it up there, and basically it was like the basement had all the lights off in the basement. And I have a spotlight when I make turkey calls. I have a spotlight that goes down so I can see a lot better. Light right there when I'm making calls. And I just put the phone back and I played it, and I was sitting there yelping, whatever. And then when I went back and watched it, I was like, dude, this is actually a sweet, like, little, like,
Cool angle, yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna go get my camera, brought like this one, and then put it back on a tripod, put it on there, and put it on self timer and all that. Ran over there, and then I, instead of just like sitting there just acting like I did it, I basically was just making it, so I was getting like the actual, movement and all that. It wasn't just like a
freeze and wait for the
freeze
click.
frame. Yeah, wait for the click to go off, whatever. So I was actually like moving around, and then I did that, 4 or 5 times, and I had it, I can do like a 10-second timer, and then like a 3 burst, like on the 3 timer, and that's what I did. Like I said, so I went through and I had half dozen pictures or a dozen pictures or whatever. Then went back through and I found the one. It was sweet. I had the one diaphragm in my mouth, and I'm like messing with it, and it like flares up just enough. It flared up, and I'm sitting there and I'm cutting the cuts in the other one, and just the way the light hit the diaphragm was like going through the green like light, so it was like
illuminated it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it cut, and then like there was like some dust and stuff like that, just natural stuff or whatever. And the way the light was hitting me coming through, like it was like, I'll send you all that, and you can show it or whatever. But yeah, it just gave off a sweet vibe, man.
It is a cool picture.
But like I wasn't like, I just like, oh, sweet, man. I edited it up, posted it, like, and didn't even. Now it's just like one of the other pictures that I take or whatever. That I've hundreds and thousands of other pictures that I've taken. And then so that was it. So I'm gonna get it like printed off and.
I would
now.
Absolutely.
Just because of the circumstance. And
just how far that photo took you.
Yeah. Yep. So I was pretty pumped with that. That was quite in my photography.
Right.
Like career or whatever. That's my.
Did you do something else with the turkey photo at one point? Like you had some turkey photos you were doing a vote on or something?
NWTF.
That's right.
Did some. Yep. Had a bunch in there.
I feel like I was voting on you for some photos.
Had some sweet shots.
a
There
couple
was like
years
turkey
ago.
sunrise. Yeah, that was a sweet pic.
Coming through the fan.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember
It
the
was
picture
like,
now.
The sun was like, it was and there was like not much edit in that at all. That was literally what it. I mean, I enhanced it a little bit, but probably like 80% of that photo is how it looked that morning.
No kidding.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
It was sweet. Yeah, that sun was just coming up and just illuminating him, coming through, and it was like a back shot of him. And so he's like turned around, and then this was just basically illuminated the entire turkey's fan coming through. Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
That was
And
awesome.
Some other strutters, nice and close or whatever, and crisp, clean photos or whatnot. And yeah, so I love taking pictures or whatnot. I don't care if I get $1 for it.
Just enjoy it.
I enjoy it or whatever. So
You take good pictures. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think the reason I started taking pictures was just because I was always out, there's always something. I was always seeing stuff, and I'd tell somebody about it, and they'd call me out, call my bluff. Like, yeah, you liar. So I'm like, screw you. I'm gonna start taking photos.
Right.
And I'll prove you all wrong, prove myself right. So now I take that with me. That way I can
Now I'm not seeing anything you were telling everybody about.
Yeah, now I'm
Remember that 30-point buck? Yeah, he must have died. I haven't seen him since.
Now I'm like taking pictures of all deer and turkey. People are like, hey, where's that at? Where's that at? And I'm like, don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Over in Indiana. That's where
Yeah, there you go.
Right? That's where all the big bucks are.
Jeez, yeah, no kidding. We're a sleeper state. Wouldn't want anybody to know.
So is Ohio. Ohio sucks. Stay out.
I got told that in Utah. Or was Idaho? Stay out of Idaho.
Everywhere.
It's like,
Everywhere
stay
you go.
home.
Yeah.
What?
There ain't nothing out here. But yeah, so that's kind of the gist of all that.
Yeah.
But the pictures and all that kind of good stuff. It's
Heck yeah.
It's a good time. I enjoy it, and I don't know where it'll go. It sucks I moved or whatever. Like I said, me and Beeve, we run that page or whatever.
Yep.
So I wish, if we're still around, we gang up, whatever, and go and take pictures. We were always
Right.
out hunting around, hunting together, and doing all that kind of.
Now you're what, 2 hours north of here?
Yeah, now I'm 2 hours. Yeah, about 2.5 hours from here, or
gosh.
central here.
Yeah.
And then he's another hour out past or whatever. So we're.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we're a little ways away now or whatnot from each other.
I didn't know you guys were that far apart now.
Yeah, which sucks because
That makes it difficult.
Yeah, even he was an hour away, but
Mm.
yeah, so that sucks anyway. But I mean, it is what it is.
Do you have anything
What you
planned
gotta
for 2023? Did you do like a photo shoot or any more contests or anything like
do.
that?
No, I mean, I'm starting already back. Every photo I'm doing, I'm just hashtagging the next Diverge or whatnot.
There you go.
So,
But they've already started it?
yeah, I mean, it'll be
Every year it's something.
Yeah, it'll be in. Yeah, it'll be. I don't even know when Diverge officially starts or whatever, but yeah, I'm just
Getting
throwing them in
Heck
right
yeah.
now. So
Well,
yeah,
you definitely have my vote.
I'll probably never ever get drawn again or something like
Oh,
that.
shoot.
Now that I'm trying, I'm actually out there like specifically trying to take good stuff. Now they're probably like, whatever. I had one lucky shot that I
no,
at
I think
at the right one.
I think you will. With the
No.
photos you're taking, I really do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like I said, there's a lot to it, and
Yeah, and people don't
and I'll
understand that.
self-taught. Like so I taught myself quite a bit or
Mhm.
whatever, and I'm still learning. I mean, these things are smarter than I am,
Right.
And the capabilities of what they can do, it's pretty special, pretty spectacular. I mean, it's not just like I said, turn it on and go out there and take pictures, and
Yep.
boom, there you go. I mean, there's so much more to it. Like I said, yeah, you can do that, I guess, but you're going to be going through a lot of photos
Oh,
to find
yeah.
just a couple of
The
them that you
one.
like or whatever. So versus now, you know what you're kind of doing, have a better idea. You can kind of go out and set up a photo.
Yeah. Take 20
strategically-
photos, keep 19.
strategically take a picture, and then the problem is of which one do I post at this point. So
Right.
that's always a good problem to have. Good to
Oh,
have,
absolutely.
Good to have too many photos and not enough. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, that picture I was turkey calls
Mhm.
or whatever. Like I said, I'd talk a little bit about that or whatever. But
Yeah.
I started making these diaphragms or whatever.
They look good.
Yeah, they're it's pretty fun. I started out, so this is the third year now that I've been making them. I started off with just a little tiny jig,
Mhm.
nothing crazy, and it was so inconsistent. But I was making turkey calls, and I'd make a whole bunch of them, and can a couple of them out, and they were good, but they weren't very consistent. I couldn't make like two of the same. Like
Oh,
just-
okay.
They were just always a little bit different somehow, some way, shape, or form. They just didn't sound the same, whatever. So last year I bought an actual press for it, and then went through and designed a whole bunch of different cuts and stuff like that, and experimented around. It's a recipe.
Mhm.
Whenever you for one call, it's a recipe, and it's got all sorts of different stuff that goes into it to make the finished product or whatever. It's not
Right.
just it's everything down from how you stack the latex in there together to spacing and where it lays, how it lays in the frame, and how much side tension you have, back tension, how you cut it, and it's
There's a lot to it.
there's a lot. And I don't know how many I made before I was getting them, and it actually sounded halfway decent. And then from there, it's just critiquing them down. We're using side tension. That's how you get the actual pitch and all that
Mhm.
pretty much of the sound of the turkey. Like pulling the side tension is down to the thousandths of an inch.
Whoa.
And so if you're
Okay.
off one, if you're off by 5,000ths of an inch, it'll sound
Completely different.
different.
No
So
kidding.
Your hair. I mean, that's hair. That's a dinky thing. That's barely. I'm when I'm pulling on the side of it, like I got a gauge on the side, and it's down, and it's got a little spin dial on it, and it'll go through, and it's crazy how much that'll impact it or whatnot.
Wow.
So yeah, so I made a decent amount last year, sent them out to a bunch of buddies, got a bunch of good feedback on them. I even called a couple birds in, killed them with them. So
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they worked a little.
Yeah, I want to kill one with one
yeah,
this year.
Yeah, they. But like I said, I started making them because I was always ticked off because, like I said, I always been decent with the turkey call.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd go to a big box store, and I'd go and I'd buy one off the shelf, and I'd like this one, or I would go through 2, 3, 4 calls that I would buy, and I'd find one that I liked. Well, then I just spent $60.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I remembered that call for the following year, so I'd go back to the store because that I was never good. I'd always leave them in the truck or leave them in my vest or whatever, and then they're shot. You gotta keep them in the fridge and washed up, whatever, to make them last longer. But so I would always forget or whatever. Turkey season come and go, and they'd still be in my vest or whatever. So then I'd go back, and I'd buy the same call.
Yeah, right.
And put it in, and it just didn't. It sounded not even close, and it just ticked me off like all the time. And I was like, that's what they were selling. And I just hated it. It just ticked me off, and I was like, screw it.
Just mass producing at that point, like get them out.
Yep, and that's all they're doing. And I'm not going to say anything bad about any certain company, but that's all they're. That's
make money.
There's a couple companies that make very consistent good ones, but there's so much detail into it, and you got 4 or 5 or a whole crew of different guys making the same call.
Yeah.
Well, they all might do it just a little bit different, and that's going to change everything or whatnot. So yeah, now I'm able to sit there and focus on each and every. I'm making them for hobby, and like I said, I sell them or whatever, but I'm not. That's not my job. That's not what I'm making.
Right.
I'm depending on making all these, so I don't care how fast. If I make 5 of them in a night, and I'm sitting there watching Dave Owens on Pinhoti Project, on YouTube's in the background,
right.
I make 5 of them, like we're good. Like, or if I sit there and I'm making 10, 15, 20 of them, and I'm like, it don't matter. I don't care how many I make or whatever. But I'm able to sit there and just make sure they're all right, and they sound pretty good, and they're pretty easy to blow. I mean, they're pretty easy. I have my little 10-year-old cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and he's went turkey hunting last year for the first time, and I'm pretty sure his mom hates me because I gave him one.
Oh,
he's
no.
in there, just hammering on it.
But he can get a sound out of it.
Yeah, he can make a sound out
So
of it.
that's awesome.
And it doesn't sound that bad, like when he does it. And I'm like, all right, like, if he can do it, anybody can.
Yeah, no.
But I remember I dropped him off after one, and then she texted me. She's like, "What did you give him?" And I'm like, I just laughed, whatever, because I knew exactly what she was going through or whatnot. So,
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
well, good. I can't wait to get one.
You're not allowed to use that in the house, or whatever. And heck, I'm not allowed to use it in the house. Last night, Audrey yelled at me last night, like 11:30. I'm out there I was working on some different cuts, like fine tuning them, a couple other ones, random ones. And I'm just, I'm always experimenting, whatever. And at our old place, we had a basement. So I was down in the basement. She was upstairs. I could do it, and I could rip on it. She'd be sound asleep, wouldn't hear it. Well, now, like our new house, whatever, our basement isn't finished yet. So, yeah, she's up there sleeping. So so I can't just make them inside, and then, I have to make it, and then I have to walk out into the garage and do it out there. And then she's yelling at the bottom, "Brock, shut up!" And I was like, "Jeez, you go to bed."
You go to bed.
So I don't know why she didn't want me cranking on turkey calls at 11:30 last night. But
yeah, some women.
Yeah, I know she didn't get it. She don't quite get
it.
But no, so it's pretty fun. Like I said, I got a couple cuts that I really like personally or whatnot, that I can just do pretty much full spectrum.
That's awesome.
I forgot them today. I told you,
yeah.
I knew I was going to forget something or whatever. You texted me. You're like, "Don't forget the turkey calls." I'm like,
think we were both on the road already.
Yeah, I
though.
was like 40 minutes down the road. I'm like,
I'm not turning around.
I was
No,
like,
I don't.
Sorry, bro. We've already left.
Yep.
Yeah.
I should have texted you an hour prior.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
well.
I had them. Like I said, I put them in the refrigerator, which that's like, you know, if your calls are not lasting or they're breaking down or, you know, you want to really wash them out after every time. Take her out, you know, or take your reeds, separate your reeds, rinse them out with water, pat them down, and then put them in a. I got a little like plastic case with a little piece of foam in the bottom that'll like help soak a lot of that moisture out. But then I put it in the refrigerator. That's what helps longevity of a call, you know, especially throughout the whole season or something like that.
Do you separate the reeds as well, like a toothpick?
Not like if I'm using it all the time, like I don't, because that case that I got, it keeps them. I don't know what it is. It came with a kit when I first bought my little jig. It came with it, and like the foam in there, I don't know. It's like a little squishy foam thing. I don't even know what it is, but I can put them in there as long as I don't wait like 2-3 weeks. They'll be constantly separated.
Okay.
So like I don't know, like if I put it in a regular like plastic case thing or whatever, they'll like stick together. But
Right.
like for whatever reason, they stay separated. So it's nice because like in the morning, you know, when you put your mouth call in, you don't have to sit there and like pull the reeds apart, lick the reeds, and
Right.
do all that crap to get them ready, you know, while you're in the woods or whatnot. Or if you'd forget, you know, and the first call you do,
Yeah, it
like,
squeaks.
crap,
Yep.
you know. So it's nice because they always stay pretty well separated, but
No kid.
yeah.
Okay.
But I always try to put them back in the fridge for the most part.
I'm bad about remembering that.
Yeah. But the only thing that sucks about that is you got to remember in the morning, whenever you go turkey hunting, to go back and take them out of the fridge to go turkey hunting.
So when you're in the stand, in the blind, like
Or when you're sitting,
crap.
sit there and snuck in. Got a time located up on limb. Did my roost them up that night. Slip in there at 4 a.m. and you're at 80 yards up underneath him. And you're like, all right, where in the world? God dang it! They're in the fridge.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Right. Do you run any
Yeah.
other box calls, slate calls, anything like that?
I got a box call. I got an old Lynch box call that I like. And then I got a glass call and I got a slate call. And then I made some strikers back in high school.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, we had a lathe in there. We had our woodshop teacher. She didn't care, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna mess around. And I made a bunch of strikers or whatever. So I got some strikers that I made back
That's
then.
cool.
Yeah, it's kind
And
of neat.
they sound well.
Yeah, they sound really, really well. They're out of like Red Oak, I think. Because I made
wow.
made a gun cabinet and I had some leftover scrap wood.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing it away, like I said, I was just basically cutting 1 inch squares, 1 inch by 1 inch squares
Yeah.
by I don't know how long they are. But I made bags and bags of them. I don't even know why.
That's cool though.
Yeah, and then I was going around. I sold a handful of them too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of fun or whatever. I
heck yeah.
I enjoyed doing that or whatever on that lathe. That was pretty sweet or whatever. I didn't know what I was doing. Like I just threw it on there and turned that dial, 100 mile an hour.
Right.
And they sound pretty
That's
good or whatever.
awesome.
Yeah, I got the strikers that came with them. I got some zinc calls, whatever. I've had them for quite a while or whatever, but yeah, that and the box call. But I really don't use box call too much. I basically just use them diaphragms.
That's all I use.
I run a gun too much. I'll use that glass every once in a while I'll use the glass when it gets windy and everything if I want to
Cut through it.
cut through that wind pretty good. That slate I'll use early in the morning a lot of times. It just got that nice little soft stuff. But like I said, anymore I'm using
Same here.
my mouth call. Like I said, I'd like to think I'm pretty decent at it. I sound somewhat like a turkey or whatnot, I guess. So,
Fooled a couple.
yeah, fooled a couple. So yeah,
I was messing mine on the way here. About every day I try to mess with it.
yeah.
I taught myself how to purr last year, and I'm
Yeah.
like super stoked for
Just
that.
like gargling water, man.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. I gurgle my throat, and then I can change the pitches and all that with the tongue pressure
Yep.
and cheeks and all that stuff. You can really just mess with it, But yeah, it's just the soft stuff. That's where a lot of people don't work on. Anybody can crank on it, loud, but when
You
you're
can't
turkey
do that right the
hunting,
first thing in the morning.
You want to be soft stuff. So a lot
Yep.
of your little bubble yelps and stuff like that.
Little
All the soft stuff.
Putts and light purrs.
Yeah, just little whines and whistles and all that. Just stuff that you get on YouTube and you just type in like hen turkey and just listen to her, and then you'll realize real quick just how bad you are.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
compared to
It's
the
like,
real
oh.
thing. So yeah, I try to listen to them. Like I'll sit there and just watch a hen turkey on YouTube. I'm weird like that, I guess, but I'll sit there at the call and she'll do stuff and I'll just try to
Mimic.
copy it,
Yep.
whatever, and then make calls, you know, specialized for certain things. Like I got 4 calls that I make, like a mass make,
Mhm.
and then, you know, pretty much all 4 will do the full spectrum, but they all shine in their own,
Right.
you know, own little thing. I got a couple heavier, tighter stretched ones to really, you know, for yelping, stuff like that. Get nice 2-tone yelps and everything. But then I got some lesser ones that you can just crank on and just you know, if you want to just shock one from 2 miles away,
Right.
put that baby in and it'll get there.
The Long
But, yeah,
Ranger.
but then also, like I said, the different cuts and everything. If you know what you're doing with them, you can, you know, adjust your tongue
Yeah.
to one side, left, right, middle, you know, and that'll change the pitches and all that kind of good stuff on it. So yeah, it's pretty interesting and whatnot. Anymore, like I said, I can go to a store, take a call off the shelf, and pretty much look at it and be like, all right, this call will be able to do.
Yeah.
You know, just
That's
just looking
impressive.
At it. Yeah, just because, you know, you make so many of them, and I messing around different cuts and all that kind of stuff. I got, you know, I made the typical, you know, the bat wings and your
I love my bat wing.
Bat wing's a good one, man. I like that's an OG, but then I went even further and I put a little W notch in the tip of it. And so like I spaced my
I
bat
think
wing.
I saw that. Comes
Yeah.
out real far to a point and it comes
That
back
green
in.
one,
Yeah,
yeah.
the green one.
Yep, and that green one's a killer, man. That's
Is it?
That's the good one. I mean, they're all good, but I'll tell you which one's going to be in my mouth opening day. and
Right.
That's the green one. That's my. I
Well,
call.
I'm gonna have to buy a
call
green
it-
one.
I call it the green goblin.
I
little
like
green
that.
goblin, and then.
You just stamp press them.
I know. I need a. Well, the reason I got a little clever with it, you know, goblin, turkey gobbles, gobbling, goblin, and then it's
Goblin.
green.
Oh, green
and
goblin. Oh,
all
I see what you did
sorts-
there.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I ain't as dumb as I look. I'm kind of clever every once in a while. No, that little thing, that thing rips. That does about everything. I love that call.
Can you gobble with a reed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that.
I got one. You gotta have a thicker reed, a heavier reed, and it's just basically like a duck call. Just tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched video after video. I'm like, yep, screw that.
You can start like, yeah, if I had them, I would, but I got a video on my phone, but it ain't gonna pick up crap. But
Right.
yeah, but basically you're muffling, and you just,
Really?
yeah, you start off heavy like a tom, you know, when he gobbles.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just start up a lot of air, and then
As you're making that noise, you just drop in the air.
tick, 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 tick.
Takes practice.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots
It's like,
of practice.
It's like a feeder call with a duck call, tick, 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 and then, but you just instead of doing, you know, you just tick a tick a tick a tick a tick. You start off slow,
Right.
like everything else. You start off slow with it, and then you just gradually, because if you try to go fast right away, you're gonna, your
Yep.
tongue's gonna.
And you're going to get over it
Yeah.
so fast, big, I
Yep.
can't do it.
But you need to have like a, because like some of the calls like I can't, you know, I can, but it's just too high of a pitch. You wanna obviously a gobble is from a male, or obviously, so
Right.
it's heavier. You know, it's deeper in
More
tone.
bass to it. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So you can't take these high end, you know, 2-tone, you know, hen calls and try to do a tom. I mean, you can gobble, but it won't sound
Right. Like a tom.
Yeah, it'll
Exactly.
It'll sound like you saying ticka 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 in a call, whatever. So, but no, I like I said, the most of them, like I said, you can get really well with your 2-tones yelps. Like a hen's got a high pitch, and then she drops off to the rasp or whatnot.
Yeah.
So most hens, they just don't yelp, you know, constantly the same, you know, same sound. So whenever you're calling, you want to have that 2-tone, so like that high pitch, you know, steady stream of air, but then drop it off, and then when you run it together, nice and, you know, shorten it down, then it all, you know, stays in the same note, but you have that yeah, and it just
Right.
and, you know, just yeah, Yeah, yeah. You
It's
make
freaking
it
cool.
Yeah, it's sweet, man.
I love it.
I've
My
been,
wife
I've been
hates
messing
it.
around. I've been
like you
messing
said.
around with things for. I started turkey hunting like junior high, something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, the same here.
Yeah,
And I couldn't do it around 3 days in my life.
My grandpa gave me one mouth call. And I remember it. I remember he giving it to me. He's like, "Here, try this." And he's like, he can't use them. He gags on them too much. And so he gave me one, and about 10, 15 minutes I had.
No
I
kidding.
had that thing. I wasn't nowhere close to how I am today.
Pro.
But I sounded like a sick chicken,
Like a sick turkey.
sick turkey, whatever. But yeah, I got to getting better at it.
Yeah.
And then I actually did a presentation in school, high school.
Oh,
on how to-
wow.
we had to do like how-to things.
Yeah.
And I was the weird kid, always bringing in dead stuff and like
It's like,
how to
what's in his pocket
how
today?
to kill something or whatever. So I was like, how to use turkey calls. And I remember gave a demonstration in front of school or whatever. Or
That's cool.
One of my classes or whatever. I don't know, freshman sophomore year.
Right. Were you pretty like a hunting oriented school?
No, I was the weird
No.
kid. I was the weird kid.
It's like, oh god, here
Yeah,
comes
like
Brock.
here comes this hillbilly around here, which I wasn't. I wasn't that bad of a redneck or hillbilly, but I mean, there's a handful of kids, and some teachers that hunted, but
Mhm.
yeah, I would say a vast 70-80% had no desire, no real.
to listen on
Yeah,
turkey
they
talk.
didn't care about me sitting up here just talking about turkey calls, and then I started ripping on them or whatever right in front of the whole class, and yeah, it was kind of funny. But
That's
always
hilarious.
I'd have in study hall, put a mouth call in study hall, and I'd sit there and just, I don't know, it was weird. I thought I was cool. I'd do
I remember
that.
those days.
I was just like,
Yep.
such a weirdo.
In the hallway, just like
Yeah,
"Brrr,"
yeah.
real loud, and
Yeah.
teachers get mad.
Yeah. They eventually realized pretty quick who was doing it. I wasn't fooling too many people. They
It's
were-
the only guy wearing the iTurkey hunt shirt. Not me.
I had my annual turkey hunting shirt that I would wear the Friday before hunting season every year, and I was the same size of a kid from whatever 7 when I first started till like graduated.
Right.
So I had this old Realtree shirt, had big old turkey goblin on there every single Friday. The day before, I don't know why I did, but I wore it every
That's
single Friday.
hilarious.
Yeah, and I was so pumped. I'd wear it like one time a year, and that was it. It was like I'd wear it to school the Friday before turkey season, just to let everybody know I was going to go roast a goblin in the morning.
Like,
so
I won't be here. I'll
yeah.
be turkey hunting.
Well, it was always a weekend Saturday. Youth season came in on Saturday.
Oh,
But
yeah, youth season. I never got to do all that.
Yeah, we had a youth season, which was always nice. But yeah, I always wore that stupid thing.
That's hilarious. You still have it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You need
I
to make
got
a
it.
pillow out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit you
It don't
anymore.
fit me no
but,
more. No, I started doing push-ups, and I don't have.
Next podcast, we'll wear it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. It's like, I don't know,
Hawk
probably
out of
youth,
it.
Probably youth medium, maybe. I don't know.
Also, it'd fit me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, jeez. No, that was fun.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I was always out and about. I love turkey hunting. I love.
It's probably my favorite.
Yeah, for the active hunter, like I said, I mean, I wish I lived out west. I wish I was born out
born in
there.
the wrong state.
Yeah, I was born in the wrong state. Wish my dad decided that farming out in Colorado would maybe be cooler, but no, he thought Ohio was pretty sweet, so we're stuck here. But,
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. But no, we yeah, so like for around here, that run and gun active style,
Yeah.
that's what we got or whatever. We're not spotting, stalking, whitetails, run. I mean, yeah, I guess you can.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have. It's
but it's
fun.
not. It ain't like it's out west or whatever where, you're constantly, running after stuff or chasing stuff all the time.
Yep.
But, yeah, so that turkey, it's that interaction, whatever, and I don't know, something about it.
Warm.
You get that. Yeah, I get a vendetta on certain things, like a personal vendetta. I'm just like, dude, I don't care. If I don't kill another bird other than like one individual turkey that burnt me, I'll sit there.
I've got a buddy like that.
I want to kill you. Like, I don't care. You're dead.
He'll see spurs on a bird or a certain beard. He's like, that's
Yeah.
the bird I want.
Yeah.
And a bird walks by with like a bigger beard and smaller spurs. Like, nope,
No.
he's a spur hunter.
Yeah.
He likes them like.
I
He
don't
kills
get
them like 2-inch hooks,
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I don't get to that level. I'll kill anything that walks by. I'll kill any time. But like, I just get like a certain. I've had birds like burn me before, and like they take me to school, but I'm like, I don't care. Like
Like you're dead.
I'm coming back after you in the morning, and if you beat me again, like
I'll be here the next
Or
morning and the next
day.
morning.
Yep. Until you are
I have 2 weeks.
until you're taking a ride out on the back,
Yep.
on my back or whatever. But no, so I get these little vendettas with certain stuff, whatever.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, the only thing that saves them is usually another dumber one that walks there, that comes
Oh, yeah.
before. or
Another
whatever.
2-year-old
Yeah.
comes in,
Yeah,
you're
another
done.
2-year-old. I'll mow every 2-year-old over. I don't care.
That's like my buddy. He won't shoot 2-year-olds. He's
I'll
like
kill them.
older.
I'll kill them.
my
Everyone.
God.
Give me
Oh,
every
me too.
2-year-old. Everyone.
My one Gabe called in for me. Like
Yeah.
the bird come in. Oh my God, I wish it was on film. But he come in. He was behind me. I could hear him like
Yeah.
calling over here. Then he just throwing his call. I'm like, he's good.
Yeah.
Gabe is
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That bird come in and 15 yards, the wad stuck in
Oh,
his
yeah.
neck. I'm like, I want a Jake. Like I didn't even look. It come in. I was like shaking.
Yeah.
Laid it down. He's a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
9-inch beard.
Oh, yeah.
Little hooks, but
Yeah, I've killed plenty of 2-year-olds, and they gobble just as hard as the 4-year-olds. And now I don't care.
yeah.
I'll shoot everyone. I got a couple big old birds.
My biggest is 27 pounds. 27 pounds, 11-inch beard.
See, I'm not gonna be the guy that one ups you, but
One up me.
28. Yeah.
You have a 28?
Yeah,
That's a big bird.
Yeah, he was a tank. 12-inch beard, 1.5 hooks.
Whoa,
Yep.
that's a big bird.
And my idiot was like, "Dad, just cut the tail fan off, cut the bird." Like I was like, it was like I was in high school. I did it. I was
Oh,
like-
man.
Now I'm looking back and I'm like, at the time I was like, I'll kill another one. That big. Yeah, I was
No.
like, "You're such an idiot, Brock." Like, if there's ever a time to mount a night, and he was, dude, beautiful. I mean, not a tail fan miss and a feather missing. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I think I've just been killing, 1.8 and
15
inch
pounders.
and a quarter. Yeah, 20, 22
Yeah.
pounds. They're good.
That's a good bird. Good butterball.
Oh my god, dang it, bro.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a monster
Yeah, he
bird.
was
My
huge.
27, I'm like, what did
Oh,
I just
yeah.
kill?
Oh,
I just
yeah.
killed a dinosaur.
Yeah, yeah. That was an idiot.
And I got it mounted. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the guy did it with his eyes closed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like you're gonna like either A, you're dropping $1,000 or you get a piece of crap back, and that's with turkeys, and that's it. So that's where I'm like, all right, if I want to mount one, like hey, I want to mount the Grand Slam, whatever.
That's what I'm doing.
And then, but yeah, I'm gonna take it to someone where.
Yep.
It's got to be done right.
My
Because
guy-
I've seen a lot of terrible.
Oh,
turkey
you're like,
mounts.
oh.
Yeah.
I cut mine apart.
Oh yeah.
Cut the feet off of it, cut the beard all out of it. And now it's on the walls, a regular fan mount.
Yeah.
Paid $375. And I'm like,
Well, yeah.
So my new guy, he went to Callie Morris's school.
Mhm.
His birds are beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you get a bird. I think they're going up. I want to say $850 for a regular, and then they go up from there for strutting and all that.
Oh yeah.
But I want to do the Grand Slam is my
Yeah.
goal, and have every species hanging
yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
So you have all these birds hanging dead on the wall.
That'd be sweet.
So that's my goal.
In me and my wife, we just bought a place here a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got my sweet little man cave out there. It's an old granary barn,
Oh yeah.
and it's all new, like siding stuff like that. So it's like old wood style wood and stuff like that, double levels and everything. Anyway, upstairs, like she's like no dead animals in the house, and I'm like,
What?
She's always said that, which I've been fine with because I'm like, as long as I get my own, designated place, I'm good with it. So I got it now. So it's that's my man cave place to be, whatever. So I got a bunch of my deer heads hung up there, but it's got the cross beams and stuff like that.
Oh,
I'm
but that
it's
looks
gonna-
so good,
It's gonna
though.
be perfect for strutting Tom up there.
Oh, yeah.
gobbling down over top of it or something like that. So it'll be sweet once I
That's gonna be awesome.
yeah
So-
once I finally decided to quit messing around. And,
right. It's expensive.
yeah.
I wanted to do my basement or do something like
Yeah.
that. It's like, oh, but
Yeah.
I've got a squirrel in my bathroom,
Yeah.
sitting over the toilet, like shut an albino squirrel.
Oh,
He's just sitting up.
yeah. Just
I've got an all black one coming back. My porcupine's done. I got to pick it up. My bear's next.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got all
yeah,
kinds of
sweet.
stuff.
Jeez and Pete. Yeah.
My trophy room's stupid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much stuff.
You just always add more.
Oh yeah,
That's it. But yeah, so that's kind of the gist of all of that, man.
well, that's awesome.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I got it's February, mid-February right
Mhm.
now, so we got 2 months or whatever
Come on,
till
turkey season.
Yep. And next I'm gonna bounce around a little bit.
Heck yeah.
Back over to Indiana, obviously Ohio. I might shoot down to Kentucky as well or whatnot. So
I'm trying to go out
Back to-
west.
Yeah, that'd
Shoot
be
a
sweet.
Merriam. I've got some buddies out there that are going.
Crack some
I think you shoot a rifle out there with them. Like a.
I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, I could shoot
Jeez.
17 HMR. 100 yards away.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. I mean,
It'd be
whatever,
fun.
I
I'd just
guess.
do it one time. I'd do it once.
Yeah, I might shoot TSS. It's about the same thing. Whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, like Beaver the one time. Shot that one. I don't know if I should tell the story or not. I'm going to, but he comes up. We tried killing a bird. It was the last day of season. We were trying to kill it. And he whooped us like 2-3 days in a row or whatever. So we left. And I was like, it was like the morning or the last morning. And we set up on him, and he did his thing. He was gone. I'm like, screw it. So it's like 7:30. I'm like, I know where we can go kill one, but we are going to have to drive 3 hours to go
Ooh.
kill it. I'm like, screw it. Let's go.
We're turkey
Hop in the
hunting.
trunk. We drove up home, whatever. We got there, and there's this Tom. He's out strutting with the hen. I'm like, dude, we're going to do it. And there's a wheat field on the other side, and we're like tall wheat, so we just belly crawled.
Yeah. And they were already strutting out there?
Yeah, he was out. He was
Oh.
on the other side of this little fence row. I mean, it was perfect. We go all the way up there, and I'm like, we get up there, and I'm like, all right, he's around here somewhere. All of a sudden, there he is. We thought comes out across, and we're like, oh, there he is. I'm like, I was like, I don't know how far that is, dude, but I was like, he had my 12 gauge, whatever, and that was the first year I bought TSS. I'm like, all right, he's probably like 60 yards, and I was like, yeah, go for it. Boom. Dead. We're like, oh, dude, all right.
That's 60 yards.
We thought it was only 60.
Oh, my God.
We're running out there. We're like, oh, dude. They're like high five, whatever, jacked, whatever. There it is. Well, it ended up being a bearded hen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, shot
Okay.
the wrong turkey. Whoops. Because it was not good turkey sportsmanship at all. We learned from that. Try not to do that ever again.
Right,
but
right.
it had been 78 yards, and we're like, with that
Oh,
TSS.
my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Dead or stoned it. Dead. Like, not flop, nothing. And, yeah, not saying that's, like I said, that was not very turkey sportsman at all doing that, but
But you killed a turkey.
it'll do.
A bearded hen, that's cool.
Yeah, it was sweet. It had like an 8-inch beard on her.
Wow.
And then that big old Tom, dude, he was running the other side. We're like, oh, you sucker.
Oh, big guy.
Oh, he's huge. Yeah.
Jeez.
Gone forever. But but yeah, so that TSS stuff, man, it's legit.
It's expensive, though.
Oh yeah, but it's. I always say like, because I shoot 3.5, because why not? Whatever. And
I used to.
yeah, and
In
so
the
I
hurts.
got that, and I'm always saying like, if a turkey's on the other side of a tree, it's all right. And I'll just first shot I'll shoot the tree over,
Shoot
and
the
second
turkey.
shot I'll shoot the turkey. Or
No
whatever.
kidding.
But they don't move after that, and I've been a lot better since that or whatever. I've killed them all inside. I try to get them inside 40, and once they get that, hit that 40 yard, I'm like, all right. Like,
40 still, I mean, that's
yeah,
That's a probe.
I try to get them in 40 and or closer or whatnot. Last couple of birds I've killed with it's been right there, nice and close.
Man.
So, and it they don't move. So
That's
Down
awesome.
road
I
with
called
them.
one in and called into. It was we called a bird in. I mean, that big old a bright blue head just
Oh,
come
yeah.
in. I'm like, oh, here we go. My buddy's recording and boom, I missed.
yeah, of course.
And we slow mode, but my bird it was way out there,
Yeah.
29 yards.
Oh,
I joked. I don't know what happened. I was shooting the Longbeard XLs
oh yeah.
and 3.5 inch.
Yeah.
I got so
So
excited.
you
I just,
yeah.
but I,
them still shoot pretty tight. I always shot them. The XRs.
mhm. yeah, XRs. Yep.
Yeah, I always shot them 6-shot. And I liked them or whatever. But then, like I said, I bounced. Why about that? I bought a Super Black Eagle
Mhm.
for waterfowl, and then also I got a pistol grip with it as well. And I sent it off, got it dipped and Cerakote and all.
Oh, that'd have been cool.
It's sweet, yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, then like I said, I got red dot on there, and yeah. But the thing with that TSS crap, you got to sight it in though. You can't just throw a shell in and
And you're good to go.
because it holds such a tight pattern. I mean, you're basically rifle shooting these things with a shotgun. I mean, that's
No kidding.
Yeah, it's just holds such a pattern. So I mean, you're liable to miss or whatever. It doesn't open up. So we get out to 30, 40 yards. You don't have much.
You're taking heads off of
Yeah,
birds.
you don't have much room for air. I mean, you gotta a foot and a half, or 15-inch circle.
Right.
That pattern's running.
That's
through.
insane.
Yeah. So you better have your wits about you.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it might spread out a little bit more, but that gun, I got a Pattern Master choke on it, and I was like, I forget what, it was like 385 pellets in a 10-inch circle at 40 yards.
Whoa.
Yeah, he'll stand a chance.
No.
Yeah.
If you miss, it's your fault.
It'll wreck him, man.
Golly.
So, and like I said, and it holds at, some of it falls off, but I've shot it out to 60, just put on paper or whatever, just for whatever, just to see what it does, and it still holds.
God.
Still holds it, man.
That's insane.
Yep, and it flies so right, hits like a freaking train. So, yeah, it's awesome. But then you get it in closer. I shot one like 10 yards, just.
Oh yeah, gone.
Decapitated. And I was
No
like,
free. Yeah.
I literally walked out and like picked it up, and I'm like, where's that? And it was like another.
No,
10
I
yards back
literally
behind.
took his head off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was. I mean, it comes out. It's literally.
Right.
It shoots a bullet hole at 20 yards, pretty much. So when you get them in close,
Lord.
it's like almost too close. Like.
Yeah.
You're like it'll just. Yeah, it ain't no joke.
That's insane. That'd be fun.
So I tried killing them like 30, 35, 40 yards. Give myself a
Right.
little wiggle room, but.
Man.
No. Last year I shot one with 410.
That'd be fun.
I got decked out 410. About $180 410. I got like $800 in it, so whatever. Cerakoted, and we got it dipped in subalpine. And
Oh, but it looks so good.
Oh, it's sweet. Yeah.
You got to send me photos of
Oh,
that.
yeah. It's sweet. And
Did they make DSS make 410 RAM?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
yeah, that's the only way you can use one for turkeys. I mean, you're not going to take no little 410 game load. I mean, I guess you can if you shot them like at 10 yards, but
Right.
I've killed them out there past 40 or right at 40, and it'll. You got to shoot them with the 410. You got to be wide open. I mean, there's no brush or anything
Right.
to eat that because there's not much shot in that. It ain't like a 12 gauge where you
Blast
got
through it all.
700 pellets, in that, or 800 pellets in that shot.
Right.
That 410's got like, I don't even know how many it's got, but yeah, it's got to be out in the open. And if it is, it'll kill. So it's a perfect little youth gun. I mean, just a dinky little thing. My little cousin uses it. I've had another youth. He killed birds with it. And like I said, I've got a handful or a couple of them, whatever, with it too. So it's a sweet little gun, and for running a gun, and dude, it weighs like 3 pounds.
Oh,
2
throw it in a
pounds.
bag and go.
Dude, you can, I can shoot with one hand. I mean, if a turkey comes in behind, I just, what's up?
That's hilarious.
But no, it's a dope little thing.
Yeah, fun gun out west and up in the mountains, just throw it in a bag and start chasing these Merriams around.
It'd be all right or whatever. The only thing, it's hinge action, so they're single shot.
Yep.
So you better make it count or whatever, because you don't got much.
One at a time.
Yeah, you got one at a time. That's about it. So that 12 gauge, it racks them up pretty quick. You can lose about $60 in about 2 seconds shooting at TSS.
Yeah. Oh,
But no, other than that, man, that's
awesome.
well it or whatever. So.
Well, do you plan on, like, are you going to start selling your reed calls then eventually?
Yeah, man.
If someone was going to want to check
just
them out.
hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. I mean, shoot me a message.
Okay.
Like I said, I sell for $15 a pop, and I just cover shipping or whatever.
And people can pick what cut they want?
Yeah, yep. Like, so I got 4 cuts. Like I said, you can tell me, and they're all, I stick to the same colors, or I stick, each cut has its own color.
Right.
So you don't have to describe, you just say, the yellow one, I got green, yellow, red, or orange. You can tell me which one you want. All of them, 3 of them, whatever you want, whatever, and I'll get them sent out to you, whatever. Like I said, most people PayPal or Venmo or cash or whatnot.
Perfect.
So.
Just hit you up online and put
like
your
I said,
order in.
Hit me up on Facebook. I mean, that's what most people do. Or if
Okay.
you got my number, like I said, shoot me a text, whatever. But yeah, I got a handful of them. I made a whole bunch of them. Like I said, I posted said I got a whole bunch ready to go, and like I need to order more frames.
Perfect.
Because I gotta make more.
I brought cash to buy one, so.
Yeah, dude, I'll get you.
Yep,
get you
absolutely.
Whatever,
And then anybody shoots a big deer nearby,
let me know, man. I'll come out. Like I said, shoot me a text. Add me on Facebook or whatever. I mean.
where are they going to find you on Facebook?
Just Brock Ralston.
That's it, just-
regular. Yeah.
I think you're Brock Ralston _12 on Instagram.
Yep. Brock _Ralston. I think 12. I think.
I have to go back and look.
Instagram. Yeah.
I'll put it in
I don't
here.
even know what my Instagram name is.
I'll put it in there so people can click
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Just the dude holding some dead animal, whatever.
Just someone
with
with
it is. But no, that's the, like I said, that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Okay. What
And,
about if they have you on full frame? Can they write you on full frame as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only time I really get on that is to post a picture. So I really don't. So if you do hit a DM or something on that, then it might be
Might be a while.
a day. Like I said, I always, when I'm on my phone or whatever, it's always on my own personal profile.
Right.
So I mean, I try to look at stuff or whatever on there. But yeah, I mean, if you want me personally to come out and do stuff, whatever, I'll definitely, anybody, I'll definitely take pictures of or do anything. I've had other guys randomly hit me up for just random crap. I filmed some rodeos, like some
there you go.
rodeos and stuff. Put some like
So not just
compilation.
hunting.
Yeah, not just hunting. So like I said, I enjoyed doing that. All last summer did a couple rodeos, three rodeos for youth. Our local rodeo.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And there in Van Wert, I do some stuff there every once in a while. So just random crap, man. I got a guy doing filming for his dog or something. I guess he got breeding dogs, so he wants like a video. I'm like, whatever, man, sounds good. Well,
Yeah.
he sent me a video. He's like, I want something like this. Can you do it? I'm like, yeah, I got you, bro.
Perfect.
So, yeah. So just random stuff. I'm down to kind of do whatever. But yeah, for deer hunting stuff like that, you shoot a buck or something like that. Let me know.
Or doe.
Or a doe, yeah, like a Ben over here, shoot a doe, let me know, I'll be there. But come out, take some pics. Huh? I'll even load it up for you. Yeah, it's a full service or whatnot. Yeah, you
That's
shoot it, and
funny.
I'll help you gut it. I'll drag it out for you. I'll lift it up. I got you. Don't you worry. You
That's funny.
Just smile and look
You're
pretty.
going to have someone take you serious on that. Like, oh, I shot this deer. Where is it? Oh, I haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
Here's $5.
Yeah,
It went
go-
that way.
Yeah, I'll go find it. Yeah, no kidding. No.
But yeah, so if people are going to get a hold of you, get on your personal
Yeah, hit me up on that.
Instagram, get on your personal Facebook,
Yep.
ask you about the
Yeah,
photos.
just hit me up or whatever.
Same
send
with
me
the
a-
read calls.
Yeah, send me a message
Heck
on
yeah.
that stuff, whatever. And even like people add me on Facebook.